Kaz, hello, how are you?
Morning, Leo. I'm fine, thank you.
Brilliant. Kaz, I wondered if you could just give us a little overview of how things have been over the last month, since we caught up mid-April time, about performance of the funds, markets, volatility, etc. Give us a
Yeah,
quick
oh,
run through.
yeah, absolutely. So volatility's not gone away. I think last time I spoke about the fact that it had peaked higher this time in this crisis than it had in the global financial crisis, spiking over 80 back in March. But actually, it's come down a lot since then, but it's still well above its long-term average. So the 5-year average is around 16, 17, but currently it's around 30 for the volatility index. And this measures the volatility of the stock markets. So what we can tell at the moment is that those stock markets are still more volatile than in normal conditions. So the volatility hasn't gone away, but it's lower than it was. And of course, volatility happens whether the markets go up or down. And the markets have gone up a lot recently. Since that low point in 23rd of March marks the market low point, certainly for the FTSE and for the S&P 500 in the United States. And since then, markets have rallied enormously. So the S&P, which is the 500 top companies in the US, it's up 32% since that market low. The FTSE, not quite as strong, only up 21, and European stocks not as strong again, only up 18. So you can see now that the world is operating differently. Some markets are rallying more than others, and some much less. Obviously, the virus has affected different countries at different times. Asia saw everything earlier than us, and some countries in South America, Latin America, are seeing the worst of their virus now. They are yet to reach their peaks. The Mexican stock market, for example, is only up 8% since that market low. It has further to go with its virus, and potentially its stock market is lagging the recovery, though of course there could be other reasons too. So it's a different picture across different parts of the world, but we, as you know, are well diversified globally, and actually it's been a really good pickup from the courtiers' funds. So if I confirm some returns for you, since that period in time, our growth fund's up 26%, which is a great rally and shows that we have captured some of that rally, particularly that in the US. And in fact, we were buying new positions in US equities throughout April. And so that has helped us capture some of that rally. Even our cautious fund is up 14%, with our balance fund up 21% since those market lows. What it has been, though, is a difficult period for bonds. And the bond market has, well, the prices have rallied enormously because yields have fallen. We've all seen those yields fall around the world as central banks have tried to prop up these economies and cut interest rates. In the UK now, you can give your money to the UK government for 30 years and they'll only pay you 0.55%. This is unheard of. Certainly in my lifetime, absolutely unheard of. So what we're saying here is diversification is key, but certainly we haven't benefited from all that rally in the corporate bond and the government bond market because we don't think that interest rate risk is worth it. There is a lot of interest rate risk. As those rates will rise in the future, those prices will tank. So that's a real risk for us and a real concern that we're managing. And if I talk a little bit and finish up with risk-adjusted returns, actually it's been really strong for courtiers funds over the longer term too. We talked about this briefly last time, and I'll reiterate it again. With all the data to the end of April, we look monthly for our long-term data, and we are still above average over 3, 5 and 10 years for our risk-adjusted returns. So Sharpe ratios above average. So we're really happy with how we've picked up on this rally and the long-term returns for the courtiers funds.
Fantastic, Kaz. That's very thorough. I think if any clients have any questions, they'll come back to us and we'll let you know. Other than that,
Great.
thank you very much and have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Leo. You too.
Thanks, Kaz. Take care.